Hello girls and boys. Today we are going to be making a marking knife. A carpenter's marking knife is simply just that. Find a bit of wood, I don't mind marking. It is to mark, instead of a pencil, you mark along the line because that is a much more detailed line. And then if you want to travel around a corner, for example, you put the marking knife in the groove, go around like so. Can't do it because I've got big fat hands. Like this, in the mark, there you go, and it will follow on exactly. Okay, these are super duper simple to make, and so we're going to do that now. What you need some of these scrapers. I got these from the pound shop or the 99p shop, whichever, and they come in a pack of I think 4 or 5. They're quite bendy. They're just metal scrapers. No one would ever use these as metal scrapers, I would think, because they'll end up cutting their hands to pieces anyway. They're already pretty sharp. But all I do, I make a mark on it. Now, does that show up? Yeah. I make a mark in it, and I just copied this one here. And then you need to cut it out. I used a CD writing pen, just so that it marks the thing, doesn't come off. A lot easier to write on to. You could use a Sharpie or any other marker pen if you like. Right, now, other thing you're going to need is a multi-tool. I got this one from, I think it was Tesco's. Cost me, it was under £20, it was about £16. And it came with a few different bits and pieces, and I just seem to be acquiring bits and pieces of multi-tool stuff. And now I've got a thing like this, absolutely full of different bits and pieces. I'm sure I'll end up using them all one day. Right, so what I've got in here is one of the cutting heads, the cutting disc heads. They're all right. They're not bad. They blunt quite quickly and they're very, very fragile. But we could use some tin snips here, and it would probably be just as good. But you might find that the metal slightly bends. So, but it depends what tin snips you've got. If you've got a really good pair, then by all means do that. Whatever's easiest for you. Anyway, let's cut this out. Right, before I finish this, and now it looks really untidy at the moment, it's not an issue at all. You can sand that down, well, file it down and everything. Before I finish, I'm going to cut off this corner first, because I don't want to have to be plonking it down on something and trying to cut it out without anything to hold, so I'll do that bit next. Right, now here is where we straighten all the edges up. I'm going to use the same disc. I'm just going to lightly press on here, and it should take most of this. This one's quite deep. I did obviously go off on a bit of a tangent there. We'll see what happens. It's not all about neatness with this project anyway, really. It's just about functionality. Oh, as I say, they're really fragile, and there I am just slamming them onto the blinking desk. What a div. Right, okay, so there we go. We've got basically the blade. A few more bits to do to it, but that's the basic part of it. Okay, this here is just a bit of random old wood. I actually got this, it came off one of our outdoor parasols. So I thought, oh, nice wood, it would make a nice handle for something. And and making it into a nice handle for something. So we need to recess the blade about this far into it, and then it's just basically about choosing what sort of shape you want for your handle. I think I'm going to make a different one for this. This one I went for a little bit of a odd shape. What should I do for this one? Should I just do normal square? No. I know what. Now, I don't drink, but there's always tends to be a shot glass lying around the house. And this one was full of batteries a little while ago. Coin batteries, right. That'll be alright. There you go. And that can go into about there. No, about there. So what we need to do next is cut a line down through the centre. So hang on. We're going to be honest, here you don't have to be as accurate as you want. What you need to do is we need to cut a line in here that goes down to about, well, wherever you want, as long as the blade's in far enough. So about here. So all we need to do is a basic line just to give us some idea of where we're cutting. And now we need to just cut down there. So let's do that next. Right, I am the type of person who infuriates proper carpenters because I use any tool I've got lying around, and often it's not, is that the best tool for the job? My brain goes, which one's the easiest to reach? This one was just under my desk, so this will be what I use. So here we go. Right, there you go. Now, I don't mind you copying what I make, but I do mind you copying how I make it. Because if you do any of this stuff, you'll probably hurt yourself. I will, eventually, and then I might stop doing that. I might actually start using the proper safety precautions, like safety goggles, which I should have used all the way through this so far, but I haven't. And it'll be me who has to pay the price. So please, wear safety goggles, wear all sorts, you know, ear defenders if need be, wear gloves where needed, etc. Just because I'm not, it doesn't make me cool or clever, it makes me a bloody idiot. There will be consequences one of these days, I tell you. Now I need to figure out how deep that goes in. So I didn't cut it as deep as I needed. It would need to be about that much further. But I got lazy and I couldn't be bothered. So, let's have a look. Okay, we need 2 holes drilled. One about here. And one about here. And hope this is the issue as well. If I'd done it the length I needed, it could have gone down and I could have put 2 screws in. I'm now going to try and put them in side by side. If this does go horribly wrong, I'm not really bothered because this is just to show you how it's done. If it goes wrong, it doesn't matter. I can just throw it away because I've already got the one that I use, which is this, and it does work really well actually. I really enjoy using it. It makes life a lot easier. Now, let's find a drill. Right, so we've got our holes, so let's drill straight through. I don't have a drill press, although I'd love one. I do have this silly little drill press type thing, but it doesn't work very well, so I'd rather just use that. Now, if you drill off your workbench straight through, then you'll end up with like tapering and scratches and bits of splintering and stuff. But if you do it directly onto a piece of wood, not necessarily your workbench, but you won't have any of that kind of thing. Okay, so now we've got that here. Now let's see if these actually line up with the metal. So I really have messed up on this one, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. Right, let's get all the bits out, because it will obviously be splintering because of that. Right, okay, so that fits in okay. Next thing we've got to find is this thing. You can either use something like this, you could use a screwdriver, you can use various different things, or you could just drill straight through the metal. I just find this a lot easier, just to give it a dunk and then you're done. If I can find my blinking hammer. Oh, what have I done with it now? Obviously it was hidden under my axe, so why didn't I look there first? Right, make sure that's in as far as it will go and relatively straight. You could clamp all this or whatever, but oh, now this is what I was afraid of, because I've drilled the holes really small. It's split along there. You can't see it now. I've taken this out, but it has. Now when I do it with this one, it's going to split too, so I'm half tempted. No, don't care, I'm just going to whop it through. As I say, this is just a test. So basically, whatever you're going to use to poke your hole through it, make sure it's bigger than the hole. You don't want it to end up splitting the hole. Now, if you have a look now, can you see? Yeah, you got a bit of daylight going through them. So now we can actually put whatever we want in there to stop the blade actually moving around. I did actually find that this held it in there pretty tight anyway. But I will put in some screws, which I obviously have got ready, so I don't have to pause it right here. Oh look, there they are. So these are just my random bits and pieces, you know, random screws from various things I've taken apart. If I kept all the screws that I took out of things, it would be Screwmageddon here. So let's get a screw head or a Phillips or whatever you want to call it. Put this in. I don't know if this is going to be big enough, but we'll try, see what happens. It doesn't have to be as big as the hole, it just has to be as big as the hole you made in the metal. Well, a little bit bigger, because you want to screw it through that. I'm using this and it's an absolute load of rubbish. I actually, unfortunately, my beautiful screwdriver, I have broken nearly all the Phillips heads on it from being a little bit too amorous, a little bit too affectionate with it. No, let's get an actual proper screwdriver. Oh, it's lucky I don't keep kicking that tripod, isn't it? It's another homemade monstrosity of mine, which I will be changing. Yeah. Well, I'm being too much wishful thinking on my part right now. Let's get this out, if we can. Obviously this will come out very, very easily, and I won't have to use any brute force on it at all. Right, if you ever have a problem like this, in the pliers, and then you can pull back here and just give it a couple of unscrews and it should just, there you go, plop out. Right, the issue I've got is the hole I'm trying to get it through is minute. So I should make it bigger, even if this does end up splitting it. We're not going to worry, I'm not going to cry about it. There you go, and that shows you the split a lot better. Let me get that on. This isn't a split here, although it looks like it in that light. I don't know why. Okay, there we go, and the hole's a bit bigger now. Oh, get your finger away from it, you div. Right, so should we use this one, or have I broken it? No, that'll do. Plop it in. Is it going to be big enough now? Oh, now it's too small. La, 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 la. Get a bit of the old magneticness on here and dunk. How deep will this go in? No, not deep enough. Doop. Favourite fishing. Oh, I miss going fishing actually. I might do one on fishing soon, because I genuinely, any excuse to get out and do some fishing, get some fish. I'm not too amazingly fond of fish on its own, but I love cooking, so I love to bring fish home, you know, make a fish pie, or, you know, make something nice with it. Fishing. Whoop. Oh no, we caught the big one, but we don't want it. Right, okay. Let's look at this at a different perspective and decide that none of those screws are going to fit. I can't make a hole the right size anymore, so anything in here? Let's try one of these. Again, these are all repurposed from other things I've done. If this doesn't go in, then I think I'm going to use a bit of brute force. Possibly cry. Yeah, we're splitting it, but again, I'm not bothered. If I was making this for someone like myself, I'd be heartbroken right now, but I'm not. Okay, that'll do. I'm not even going to bother putting another screw in, am I? Yeah, okay, I put another one in from the other side. Make sure that the blade's in there tight. I don't normally make things that I then don't go ahead and use, but I've already made one of these for myself. My wife doesn't tend to need a marking knife. It could be used for other things, but... Oh, that's something. This hole wasn't quite big enough. I've just used my screwdriver very quickly to knock a little bit of a hole through. There you go, just get it in there and just start it going. Now this may not want to screw in from this side, because obviously we'd punch the holes through the other way. But again, there's a lot to be said for brute force and the absolute absence of skill. Is that going in? Nope. Nope, I'm just breaking it. Right, this is going all Pete Tong, but it doesn't matter. Right, let's go to the next stage. Let's go. There we go. Right. Next stage, we need our multi-tool back again, so bear with me and let me go and get it. Right, I always promised myself I would stay truthful when I'm making these videos, because I've seen people in the past who've made videos and they think they're God's gift to everything, and when they make a mistake, they sort of, by the powers of computers and technology and camera play and stuff, they suddenly haven't made a mistake, and they don't in any way help you learn from their mistakes. Now, I make enough mistakes I haven't got enough time in the day to be able to correct all of my errors, so I much rather tell you guys when I've made mistakes. For example, I didn't want to put this in the handle until I'd sharpened it and so on, because it's a lot easier to get a straight edge if you can lie your blade down. Now, with wet and dry sandpaper and so on, you put it near the edge and you can sand it down and all that. That's perfect and brilliant. What I wanted to do was I wanted to cut an actual edge like I did on this one. Can we get that in shot? Now let me come behind so I can make sure it should be there. Yeah, I wanted to make a nice edge like I did on this one. And if you have a look, it doesn't go all the way down to the edge, which looks intentional, but it wasn't. And it's not as clean as I'd like. So I thought to myself, okay, well, when I make the next one, I'll make sure that I don't put the blade and the handle together, and then I can have it all flat, I can have it clamped to the desk, and I can actually do it that way. But I forgot, so I will advise, if you're making this, God, do it better than I have. But if you are making it, then I'd advise not putting the handle on yet, and I do a bit of work. One thing I do like about the magic of cameras is, watch this, abracadabra. Isn't that great? I missed a screw. Wait, hang on. Abracadabra. Hey, I wonder if I can do that to money, get money. Hang on. No, it's not that good. I suppose to make it do a camera trick, you actually need money. Right, okie dokie. So, now, what am I on today? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that. Just mental. Right, now I'm just gonna Right, I do not like this head, so I'm changing it right now. Also, I wanted to show you how I would have clamped it, so I'll do that quickly now. Let me just get that in there. Right, stay. Right, yeah, clamping. I wanted to show you one way I was going to clamp it. Now let's get this all in. I'll turn it that way. I wanted to clamp it, so I had a piece of wood along like this, like that. It was going to be all clamped down, and then I could have used the multi-tool, and I could run down like that, and it would leave a perfectly straight edge, and it would have made it look like, you know, very nice, almost like a samurai kind of effect, you know. But I messed up, so let's just keep on with the spirit of things and do it by hand and break it. Okay, now we're going to sharpen it, and I'll do it the same way, but just give it a bit of an angle. Okay, now you do both sides, and it's sharpish. You know, you're going to be able to make a mark on the thing if it's all stayed in. I'm not going to work on this anymore at all, but what I want to show you now, once you've finished doing it and you've got it sharp enough with the grinder or whatever way you use, I'd then get it on some wet and dry sandpaper, and you can just take it just only slightly at an angle, very, very slight, and just take it back. Don't come forward, she'll end up taking it off. And do that, I don't know, 10 or 20 times. Feel it, see how you're getting on, and then do it the opposite way, and then put it in the handle. And you know, you can do anything you want with this. I might make a little set of different knives. I think, you know, this will be at the head of it because it's so beautiful. Look at the marksmanship, the craftsmanship that's gone into this. Look at the woodwork on that. Oh, that'll make someone proud. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I might make a little set of these, all different shapes. One thing I'll be doing soon is I'll be making a set of knives, all different heads, well, all different blades on them, and they will be for doing close-up woodwork and so on, because I made this draw knife cover. I don't know if you can see any of the patterning in there, and it was really nice to do, but I would have liked to, I did this with chisels, but I would have liked to have had some more, I would have liked to have been able to put a bit more detail on it, but it's not finished yet anyway. But that's what I'm going to do next, so I promise you I will bring out a better video, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. This will be the second video I've made where I just think to myself, oh dear, I do apologise. Anyway, hopefully you'll like, possibly not like it, but could you subscribe? It will do us a lot of good, and it will help our family out, and it will put us one step closer to being fully off grid. Anyway, thanks very much. Enjoy yourself, and speak to you soon. Bye.